So you asked for it, and here it is. This is one of the recipes that I have used on the trail before. So the base for this recipe is going to be couscous. They have a bunch of different flavors for this one. I have roasted garlic and olive oil. So this is going to be the base. And we are also going to use the ground beef, if you choose to use ground beef, that we dehydrated before, and maybe some other things you have seen before. So let's get started. On top of the couscous, you are going to need whatever pepper you prefer, onion, and mushrooms. Now, generally, you wouldn't want to spread all of these in the dehydrator together because you'd have mushroomy onions and oniony bell peppers and all of that. So if you were dehydrating a lot of things, or a lot of one thing, to have like a food bank to later mix together into different meals, you wouldn't want to do that. But since all of this is going into one meal anyway, I just use the same tray. Then black beans, and it's easiest just to use a can of beans to dehydrate and spread them out on some wax paper. And then tomatoes, and the tomatoes also you want to spread out on wax paper. I did drain both the beans and the tomatoes, but some of that tomato sauce is gonna still be in the can, and it'll actually dehydrate better than you think it would, so it'll add a more consistency to your meal. So, and just so you know, frozen vegetables work very well for dehydrating also. Alright, so here's everything divvied up. This is the ground beef that I made before, the mushrooms, bell peppers and onions, black beans, and tomatoes. And all of these, the vegetables, pretty much dehydrated around 135 or so. It's pretty easy to dehydrate these vegetables, so I have faith that you can figure that out. Alright, so step 1, get your stove lit. Step 2, pour water in. I'm going to use 1.5 cups. Now, I love this little Sea to Summit cup here. It's got measured increments on the inside, and it was just very helpful on my trip, and it's collapsible, so love this. Alright, there's the other half. We're going to set it up on the stove. Make sure it's on there good and balanced. And I'm cheating because I'm on a concrete porch. Alright, your water boils faster if you have a lid on. And if it's windy, you can use a windscreen, which can be anything like a piece of wool, just to block the wind so that your flame is directly on your pot. Next, gonna dump a 1/3 cup of veggies in. This is beans, mushrooms, peppers, all of that good stuff. So 1/3 cup of that is gonna go in. Oh, I think we're getting a boil here. Yes, we are. Let me cut that down. Alright, so you're gonna dump this in. And your 1/4 cup of ground beef. Now you're going to want to have all of this already separated, probably, you know, before you leave home. I mean, you could just have bags of it loose and then do it when you get to the trail, but it's easier when it's already prepackaged, so you don't have to think about it, you just dump stuff in. And then about a 1/4 cup of your tomato stuff. Now, all of these measurements are just like suggestions. Of course, you can play with this recipe. Alright, 1 box of this couscous will really give you 2 meals, so we're only going to use half of what's in the box. At least for me. But, you know, that's something that you can test out. You might eat 2 servings. 1 whole box. And half of the seasoning packet. And now, since this is boiling, I'm just going to stir it up real good, and then I'm gonna put it in my pot cozy, which I also taught y'all how to make, so I can conserve my fuel. Oh man, that's already looking good. Alright, gonna put the lid on. Let it sit for about 10 minutes. Also helps if you wrap it in a bandana. But of course, the second design, this is the one I used on the trail, but the design I taught y'all covers it better, so now we wait. Alright, let's take a look. Oh man, that looks so good. Heck yeah, look at that mushroom, ground beef, onion, tomatoes, bell peppers, and look how well it dehydrated. So good. All your trail buddies are going to be jealous, I promise. I hope that was helpful, and if you have any variations or anything like that, suggestions for this recipe, please share. Feel free to share recipes below for your favorite backpacking meals, and well, I'm going to go now because I'm about to go eat a good meal. Okay, so I am here at Amicalola State Park, and I am about to hike the approach trail. Just weighed my pack in and signed the register, so I'm off.